Hello guys and welcome to Trace Team. If you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to click the subscribe button so you guys don't miss no new content that is being posted. In today's video, Trump's attorney were on Fox News. They were very pleased with the appearance that they had before the Supreme Court. Here's why.
Will Scharf joins me now, an attorney representing former President Trump in this case. He's running as a Republican for Missouri Attorney General as well. Will, thank you very much for being here today. You heard that back and forth between the justices. I think it was quite clear, just based on the tone and questions, that they do not appear to be in favor of blanket immunity for any president of the United States. Did you see it that way?
Look, we felt this morning's arguments went really well, and I say that primarily because it was clear that the justices were deeply concerned about the future of the office of the president, about the future of the American presidency, if they didn't provide some sort of legal safeguard against exactly the sort of political prosecutions we're now seeing brought against President Trump. So we were heartened by the fact that the justices we're taking these core constitutional questions very seriously, and we're excited to see what they come down with, probably before the end of the term at the end of June.
You know, it was interesting. There was a back and forth with Justice Brown Jackson, and she said to the attorney, "Are you looking for us to tell you how to divide private acts from public acts of a presidency? Is that what you're hoping we will determine as a court?" Because it's very clear that they believe that there is a separation, that private acts can be punished. And before you answer that, I just want to play this interesting Amy Coney Barrett, Justice Barrett response on this. Listen to this.
So you concede that private acts don't get immunity?
We do.
3 private actors, 2 attorneys, including those mentioned above, and a political consultant helped implement a plan to submit fraudulent slates of presidential electors to obstruct the certification proceeding, and petitioner and a co-conspirator attorney directed that effort.
You read it quickly. I believe that's private. I don't want to...
So those acts you would not dispute. Those were private, and you wouldn't raise a claim that they were official.
As characterized.
So, Will, that one's pretty descriptive and sounds quite similar to what happened after the 2020 election. What did you make of what Justice Barrett was getting at there? It seemed that she believed, I mean, I would interpret that she believed, we'll see what she says, that she sees all of that as a private act, not an official act.
So to be clear, we've never made the argument that a president should have any sort of immunity for his private acts after he leaves office. Our argument has always focused on a president's official acts. That's a really important distinction under the law. And what we're really arguing for here is protection for a president for their official acts in office after they leave office. Obviously, no president has ever been prosecuted before in the history of the United States for their official acts in office. And notably, both the district court and the D.C. Circuit in this case said that absolutely no immunity applies even to a president's core official acts, core presidential responsibilities. That's the radical legal ruling that's on appeal before the court. And it seemed that the justices were deeply skeptical of that point, at least, that a president should have no immunity at all, even for the exercise of their core presidential functions. So we feel as though our arguments were largely vindicated by what transpired in front of the Supreme Court today.
Okay, so based on what you heard today, what do you expect is going to happen?
I don't like making predictions like that, but it certainly seems that the Supreme Court wants to ensure that the system we end up with is a system that preserves presidential prerogatives, that preserves the ability of the president to respond decisively to the situations that arise during the course of a presidency. And we think that ultimately will favor our side of the coin versus the special counsel's office.
So, Will, one quickie. So do you think that they will push that to either a lower court or to Congress to decide what those are, how to make that distinction between between official duties and private actions?
If any scope of immunity is recognized, I think the most natural course would be a remand back to the lower courts for further fact-finding and decision-making to implement that scope of immunity. That's what the D.C. Circuit did actually in a civil case called Blazing Aim that also touches on presidential responsibilities last year. We think that would be a natural result of an opinion recognizing presidential immunity in this case.
Very interesting. Thank you so much, Will. Good to have you here.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
So guys, What do you think about that? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Do you think that they're going to grant the immunity for Trump or not? That'll be a wrap for today's video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.